if I was to mess up once, I'd get taken down publicly. Like, yeah.
Terrifying.
I'm Frankie.
And I'm Leah.
And we're the founders of Faves.
And we're unemployable.
I still have days where I'm like, you know what, why do I put myself out there for people to just criticise?
You can build a community from one person. Everyone's fixated on huge numbers and vanity metrics.
I'd spent my entire life doing the things other people wanted me to do and making money for other people.
You can put yourself out there, be cringe, and then you'll do really well, and all the people that thought you were cringe will be, oh, well done, that's so good.
Are you saying embrace the cringe?
Yeah, embrace the cringe.
That's the first time in 24 years where I've stood back and gone, properly proud of that.
Really?
For someone to think that I could potentially be doing that to her was the worst thing anyone could ever say. Like, it will actually make me emotional if I talk about it too much.
Hi everybody and welcome to the Unemployables powered by ITV Ignite and Lovey. And today we have got Leah, Meredith and Frankie from Faves, everybody! Wow. Listen, guys, I've got to say a massive thank you for coming to our lovely establishment today. It really means a lot. We obviously, we met you for the first time back in the last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I got to say, I love you guys so much, it actually hurts. Yeah? No, seriously, I do.
That's really cute.
I do, because I was like, obviously you're in a very cool industry. Faves is a fashion, beauty and lifestyle platform, right? Isn't it? Yeah.
Perfect sign up.
And I was just like, I was saying to Charlotte, these guys are cool. I'm not cool. I'm a little bit nervous that they'll just think, loser, whatever. And you were so lovely and so nice. And so I just loved it. And it gives you a lot of confidence. So thank you for that.
I think for us it was nice to just meet people that would just talk to us on a level and not expect that we know everything about business. And like, you made us feel like we were welcome in a space that we don't often feel welcome in.
So there's a lot of love.
Yeah, we all
lot
just
of love.
love each other.
Well, I love that. I love that.
Love it.
I love it. How by Lovey. So anyway, where do we start with this? I mean, let's start now. Faves, tell me more. Okay, I know I've gone and absolutely smashed there what it is.
You did?
Yeah.
But what is it? How did you guys get together? What is it you're doing? What is this massive, amazing game that you're playing with this brilliant business that you've created?
God, so many questions.
So we started it originally because Frankie was sharing edits on her Instagram and she was sharing what she was wearing all the time. Everybody wanted to know where it was from, you know, that kind of influencer culture of sharing your looks and everything like that. And we were like, this is such an engaged audience, we can do more with this. But we wanted to do something more within the space that was inclusive of everybody, because we feel like when we've gone to events or, you know, Frankie's been in the industry for a long time, not everybody is welcome in those spaces. And I think a lot of people online feel like that, especially with influencer culture. So we wanted to create something that was very different to that, where everyone was included.
I think it was one of those things that people would expect, that me coming from the background that I've been in, that I am always welcomed into those fashion and beauty spaces, and that it's easy for me to exist there. And actually it's not for me. You know, a lot of people won't include you in events or fashion shows or won't lend and things like that. So actually,
Why?
because there's a hierarchy, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's like to do with perception, I guess. And it's an industry that's still quite a judgmental space. So if they don't think you're cool or you're current or, you know, you're the right person to wear their brand, then they're just completely not interested in you.
That's harsh.
It's
a harsh industry.
But I think that social media became a new platform of that. It became another space where people who were interested in fashion, love fashion, wanted to feel good about themselves, were again made to feel less than, felt like it was something they couldn't be a part of. And we kind of wanted to make people feel like actually these events can happen and you can make new friends in these spaces with like-minded people, be a part of it, love the same thing and feel included and not like you're less than.
Yeah. For someone like me, I get quite anxious about like people's perception of me. And I'm sure I speak for most people like that. Particularly when you're talking about your experience of people looking at what you're wearing and passing comment. How does that feel when that's happening all the time? Do you just get used to it, or I mean, what's that like? I can't imagine.
Depends who the comments are coming from, I think.
It depends what day you ask me, John. I think, you know, I've been in a public facing industry for 24 years now, so it's been most of my childhood. You know, it's kind of shaped who I am, and it's still something I battle with. I still have days where I'm like, you know what, why am I putting myself through this? Like, why do I put myself out there for people to just criticize and things like that? But actually with that comes so much positive, you know.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Bless you.
I was holding it for as long as I could.
I was like, where's she going?
I was like, oh my God, I'm going to sneeze.
That was the best news I've ever seen. Let's make sure we get that on camera.
Yeah, thanks.
And I think that only, for me, with people making negative comments and just people talking about you in general, it is a weird one to get used to, but it's also part of the industry I'm in. You know, if people aren't talking about you, then you're not relevant, and it's kind of this vicious cycle. And I think it's the same with what we do now with Faves, is kind of, I'm aware of that and how that makes me feel, but also that is happening to people who aren't in my industry, because so many people are on social media and stuff now that we're kind of open to criticism, all of us, no matter what we do. So that's what Faves is there for, to kind of give you a welcome space.
You spoke at Diamonds, which you absolutely nailed, so thank you so much for that. What was really clear from that evening was you guys are such good friends. You get each other, you vibe off each other. Yeah. That's, unless you put on a great show, that is definitely...
We do like each other genuinely,
you like each other, don't you?
Yeah, we do. I think the second we started working together on that first job we were on together, we clicked straight away, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think in this industry as well, it can be difficult to find people that you connect with through work, and we're really fortunate that we get on so well, but we work together really well as well, and we know where that boundary is, and also that we've made a team around us of other women that we get on really well with.
I think people find that hard, but I think for someone like me, that's kind of all I know. I've come from 2 pop groups. That's kind of the way I've always worked, and I love working with other people. Even not long ago, I did a play, and what I love about that is that everyone that's involved in that play, you all want the same outcome, and you have to all work on it together for it to be the best that it can. And for me, that's the same with business and the same with having friends that I work with. Yes, often people can find that hard because there are lines and you have to have certain things in place. But I think when you find those right people, it is possible. But you just have to work on it. It's almost a bit like a marriage. Like, you have to like,
you have to have like check-ins where like, is this okay?
Yeah. And we still have moments with each other where like, we did one of our lives, and Leah thought I'd said something and I hadn't said something, and she was then like, "Ugh," and I walked off, and then like a bit later we were like, "Oh," but that's
what does that mean? Laughing out loud?
Yeah.
Classic one, John. You know that
sorry.
one.
Shizzle.
Yeah, shiz. But we do have those moments where we kind of rub each other up the wrong way, but that's fine.
Yeah, we're very different personalities. Like I think we're quite opposite in a lot of ways.
You're both very strong characters, but you are different, aren't you? In what are the main differences?
God,
I think I'm very headstrong, and I make decisions like my decision is right, and I'm like, and I can make decisions quickly, I think. And I think Frankie is better at considering things and taking her time to, I think you're probably more sensible than me.
I don't know. How much?
Do you think? Yeah, I would say
I'm not as headstrong as you. But it does make me laugh with Leah. Like sometimes she'll make a decision and I'm like, okay, we're not changing that. And then even if like she feels like it might go wrong, she would double down. She'll be like, no, I'll make it
I'm like,
work.
we're doing it. Yeah, I'll make it happen.
Yeah.
If we're saying we're doing it. Yeah, I'm very stubborn. Yeah.
So if we did like one of our lives, it ended up for all different reasons, all becoming quite last minute, and I was like, look, I don't know if we should do this, it's quite last minute, it's not going to come together how I want it to come together. I think maybe we should pull this one, no one knows it was going to happen, and we'll do it later. And she was like, no.
This was like 11:30 at night. I was like, forget it, like we're doing it.
Happening.
She was like, and if that's how you feel, then maybe we shouldn't be doing this.
That got a bit tense.
I love it.
But I literally looked at that message, laughed and put it down, and I didn't reply until the morning, so I was like, I'm just going to give her some time.
And then we were like, right, should we do this or not? We're fine, yeah.
So things get spicy.
They do.
Yeah, but that's, I think you've got to accept that it's going to be like that if you're going to have a business together. It's not easy.
Yeah, things were spicy for me and Charlotte this morning, so much so she got into another train carriage.
I know, maybe
which I think that's a really good idea.
You did my nutting, so I'm going to another train carriage. Never done that before. So
but it is though. It's like a relationship. It's a relationship, isn't it? So you have to like balance each other out, and sometimes if one of you's going through something more stressful at the time, or someone's experiencing something else, they might not be at their peak within the business, so you need to pick up the slack and things like that. Like, you have to be there for each other, the same as a relationship would be.
There's some amazing lessons that we can learn from where Faves is going. And for me, because it is such a big topic, is community. You've built an epic community. That would you say that's one of the most important pillars of the success of the business? Yeah,
that's at our core.
So how do you do that? What are some of the things people watching this that they can take away from this in terms of, because we know we've all got to build communities in order to have a great business. What are some of the things that you need to do to create great community? Because it is hard.
I think for me, what I found the most interesting, and Leah is all like the community builder, but I think for me, people might have looked at my Instagram, 1.5 million followers. She's been in the industry 24 years. She's got a community handed to her, so it's easy. But that's not what a community is. You might have followers, you might have people that come on your stories and things like that, but that doesn't...
Engaged? That's the question, right?
Yeah, are they engaged? Are they going to come to the events? Are they going to spend their money to come to something? Are they believing everything? You know, like it is...
It's looking at
totally
why they're
different.
there.
How do you do that? How do you get
So
engagement?
I think, first of all, I looked at who was interacting with Frankie's fashion content.
Sorry, so this is your bit. Was it engagement in terms of this is where you?
So I'll look at like exactly what they're saying about her fashion post, and that could be one person that comments, but it might be like going from, you can build a community from one person, but it's tapping into exactly what that person's saying, and then you build on that because there'll be someone else that relates to that as well. So for example, if they're saying, I want to see more school run stuff, or I love this for the school run, straight away I'm like, okay, so there's a woman out there who's looking for things for this to wear on the school run. So then we'll make an edit about the school run. And then more women will start commenting that they loved that. And then you start to find the people who are commenting regularly and who are engaging. And then from them, we use them as like our core group, and we find out what they want, what they need, and what they're coming to us for. And then we keep on building on that. And that can be the tiniest thing, just asking them questions, putting them in a WhatsApp group together, giving them free tickets to the event to come and support us. And then they're spreading the word through word of mouth. They're interacting with each other, and real communities when they're interacting with each other outside of interacting with you. So that's
what if Al's been organising a holiday or a trip away?
They want to do a Faves on tour holiday. That's so we have our girls that are Faves takeover girls. So they are influencers in the industry that we work with regularly, and we have like two sides of our community. So we have the influencers that we work with that we value, that bring value to our community. Like, so what they're looking for, we find influencers that specialise in that as well. And then we have our community that are our subscribers. The subscribers are going to the races together.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, they're all going to the races together.
Yes, they've organised that amongst their group. Yeah, we've had no involvement in that.
How does that make you feel when you hear that?
Well, I'm like, they don't want us to hang out with them anymore.
Yeah, they don't need us anymore.
I'm like, why don't you love us anymore? No, and then
they'll be asking us
we
what
love
to
it.
wear.
Yeah, they're like, oh, like if anyone wants to come, and it's really cute. They do loads of things together. They all they go for lunch after our events together. We all met up at Christmas for a drink with them just to celebrate and say thank you.
But what you're saying is they're both as important as each other.
Yeah,
there's no more weight on the influencers than the
because
the
even the influencers, I think a lot of people are kind of fed up of that, of being sold things by influencers.
Why do you think that?
I think it's a bit of fatigue. I think people realise now what influencers earn and how the whole thing works, whereas I think we never used to. But I think it's hard for influencers because most of the ones that I know, they genuinely love the products that they're talking about. Most I know would only do a job if it's something they really believe in or they really like. And so for us, that's why we wanted to build a team of the influencers, and then they'll be our takeovers, because I'm only one person. I can only show you one body in these outfits. You know, we've got girls with like different sized breasts, different body shapes, everything,
different
skin
tones, hair types,
different. And so we then can tap into more women. But also by using these girls, like they have other jobs that they do. Like one of our girls is a trained facialist and she does loads of other jobs. And
one's a PT.
Yeah.
You know, one promotes like not using filters on social media, so she does a lot around mental health. So like they've all got their other things that they bring value to our community, and that's kind of what we look for when we're looking for people to work with and be a part of Faves. We're like, what else can they bring to the table that's beyond the clothing,
and how can we help them? So, you know, in the future, we'll be hopefully do events with them so they can be teaching our community other things that they know, whether that's about skincare, whether that's about body positivity, anything like that. It's finding other ways to utilise each other to be able to build this community where we all kind of
work as a wider team. And we ask our community's opinion all the time. Everything we do is based off.
This is why you guys are a great team, right? Because you said you have the volume of the people that are interested. But what you were saying there is, and this is so important about social media, you went on your gut, so you followed one person, isn't it? That's how you found the trend.
Yeah.
So it's being able to read what could be that thing you need to focus everything on.
Everyone's fixated on huge numbers and vanity metrics, and that is not the value when you're making community. It's listening to people and what they want. And that can be really difficult to trust that process. Like at the beginning, it's really hard, especially with brands, to say, well, this is what we're doing and we know it's going to have loads of value. And brands can be like, well, prove it, but we don't have the data yet to prove it. So we've had to really like run with Faves, like on our gut. And make them believe us, basically.
Didn't I always used to be like, it's not a thing yet. That was my thing at the beginning. I'd be like, it's not really a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing.
I was like, it's a thing.
It's not a business.
I was like, it's a thing.
And then like after our first year, I was like, oh my God, it's a thing. It's actually a thing, guys. We've created a thing.
I was like, yes, finally. You believe we've got a business.
But I think, you know,
hashtag
it's a thing. But I think where Leah's like, you know, our number metrics and stuff, like a vanity thing, like that's completely for me. I'd come from huge numbers, you know, like in groups and things, like things are in the thousands all the time or the millions or whatever, as in not money, but volumes of people, you know, arenas,
selling
how many
tickets.
single sales, tickets, things like that. So I was like, everything was there. So then when we did our first event and we were like, let's aim for 30 people. And I was like, what?
She was like, what?
I was like, what's the point?
She was like, surely 30 people will come. I was like, do you know how valuable though it is to have 30 people that really want to be somewhere for a business? Because you can speak to them one-on-one and you can find out everything you need to find out. Like they're your core group. And then from there you grow it. And
that's what we
we've
found
done.
about the diamonds. That number was just having 50 amazing ladies in the room. It's just magic.
But now I know how much hard work goes into getting those people in that room. Whereas before, obviously, I was working really hard, but I was kind of doing it for other people and I never had really thought about how do we get those people in the room. But now I'm like, right, okay, so how do we get those people there? What are the ticket prices going to be like?
How long it takes to do.
What are they going to get from it? What are they going to take away from the event? Like, what do they need? And all of that now has become a part of it, whereas I just used to turn up and do whatever I needed to do.
Well, let's go there because it'd be quite fun to explore that. Very interesting to explore that. But in terms of from like the showbiz perspective, it started very young with S Club Juniors. What age were you when you went into that? 12. Wow.
Normal.
That's just like 12 thrown into one of the most cutthroat industries there is. Full stop. Right. That was followed up by then the huge success of the Saturdays. And we've all got songs in the head right now, which again was an amazing. And so my question for you on this, which I'm fascinated about, to now go again in the world of cutthroat world of business, where's that fire? What is it that's creating that absolute desire to go and do it all over again, to prove yourself again?
Oh, I ask myself that a lot. Yeah, I do. I have a life coach and I'm always like, when do you know when it's ego or when it's something you genuinely really want?
Put a damn song in my head.
Oh, yeah.
You can do a little overlay on that.
You all know what I'm talking about.
I walked straight
That's great for the edit. That's great for the edit.
Anyway,
yeah.
Love that song.
Nice trailer.
Anyway, carry on.
And sometimes I'm unsure, to be honest. But I think, look, I was driven from a really young age, and I've got to do. Well, I was at dance school from like the age of 3, and then at about 9, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do.
It's just so mad. I'm like, I couldn't have been more opposite.
My sons are 10 and 12, and who knows what they
So you knew that age, this is what I want to do.
Yeah, I didn't know if I would. I mean, back then, you know, like Pop Idol and things like that hadn't happened yet. So for me, it was literally, it would have been musical theatre, a couple of cheese string adverts. Like that would have been
Classic.
like it, and I'd have made it. You know, that's like my sights were set. And it wasn't until I got into S Club Juniors that like my world kind of opened. But I think for me, you also have to understand at the age of like, I don't know, 15, 16, S Club Juniors ended. And I was like, I've kind of set a bar for myself now of success from such a young age, but I now have the rest of my life ahead of me. I'm not even an adult yet, but this is kind of what's expected of me now and what I expect of myself. That's quite a scary thought at like 16 to be like, oh, what do I do now? Like when I had a couple of normal jobs and whatever, and then fell in the Saturdays and did that, got to do it all again. But
and Saturdays was another level, right? Wasn't it?
yeah.
I mean, when you talk about state, how many people have you performed to? What was like one of the biggest stadiums you ever did?
She was pretty famous, John.
I'm trying to. Listen,
I'm like, she was a pop star.
I'm trying to play it cool here. I know. Okay.
I don't
But
know.
it was nuts,
Do you remember
right?
her hair?
Yeah, it was nuts. But I've never really known any different. But I think for me, coming out of it is one. Like I said, I love working with people to create things. I think as a natural creative and a performer, that's always just going to be a part of me. But what I realised was I'd spent my entire life and my childhood of doing the things that other people wanted me to do and making money for other people in a way that they wanted me to do it. So kind of selling things that maybe I wasn't wholeheartedly interested in, you know, like most of our singles I loved, but there were a couple that I couldn't bear to listen to, and I had to go on TV and be like, you must buy it, it's amazing, we love it, you know, this I love it.
Can you tell us which one you hate?
I can't even remember it.
You'll disappoint the super fans.
Yeah, I actually can't remember it. All I know is that I look like the Vicar of Dibley in the music video. That's all I remember.
I'm like, right, I need to see this now.
Other than that, I refuse to acknowledge that it exists. That's it, okay? That's all you're getting. So I think now for me, it's an opportunity to kind of take that control back and be like, oh, this is what I do day to day and this is how I make money. And if I don't, that's my fault. And if I do, then great. Because I think I got comfortable in that space of like, if it goes wrong, you made the decision, not me. Whereas now that's on me and Leah. But, you know, like, and that has taken me a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's been a bit of a learning curve for you, I think.
I'd be like, no, Leah, you decide. No, Leah.
And I'm like, yeah, but you can decide with me. Like, we've got to do it together. And she'll be like, oh, no, you do it. And I'm like, all right. But she's much better now. But I think all of that's made you so, like, perfect for business. Because you're so driven, you're so disciplined, you work so hard. Like,
you were saying when we met for Christmas, like the level of discipline.
But
for both of you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we've had to be so disciplined. Because we both do other things within, like, with our careers as well. Like, to have a business together, we've got to be disciplined in what we're doing.
But I think that's kind of what we have bonded over, is that we both work really hard and we are really disciplined.
The workaholics.
And I think that's like, it is.
Are you?
Like, I don't know any different because I've had to work hard since the age of 12. So I actually find it a little bit difficult to be with people that don't have that same work ethic, because it's all I've ever known. And I have to understand that times have changed. I'm in a different business. Not everybody is the same. That was quite a learning curve for me.
Yeah, we're like, God, other people have lives. How weird. Like, you've got social
But you're
life.
better at it than me because you've had, Leah has her own business, House of Hyde. So she has been dealing with that a lot longer than me.
Let's shout up about that. What does that do, House of Hyde?
So we do content production and business strategy for brands and for talent as well. So that's 10 years old now this year.
So I can see why this again was a perfect mixing
that's how
of
we
your
met.
So that's how we started working together, because
Okay.
obviously I was doing content for Frankie's clothing brand that she had with Tesco, and then your personal brand stuff. And then we were like, oh, we work really well together. Like, we should really put more on our plate and start a business together. So that's what we did. And, you know, we'll probably do it again and start something else together again. But we do really like working together.
Could tell. I love the fact you were so open about the fact that sometimes there is a bit of friction, because I think really successful businesses have to have that friction sometimes, or a lot of the time.
Yeah, well, you can't just be like having a
you read the
lovely
data,
time
right?
all the time.
Yeah.
We're
Like,
not
it's
always
hard.
going to agree either. And like Leah makes me laugh because I know even if she
Like, what?
thinks it's wrong, she'll be like, no, like she will die.
Yeah,
on
I'll
that.
die on the hill.
Yeah.
Is that the saying? I'll die on that hill.
I like it. It
Yeah.
should be.
Whereas I'm just like, all right, yeah, whatever.
You're like, get over it.
Yeah, get over it.
You said you're obsessive. Like, do your partners sometimes go, guys, chill? Or are they like completely...
They're used to
don't
it.
let go? Really?
Yeah, I mean, we've always both worked like that as well, haven't we? Like, I think for our mental health as well, work is really valuable to us, like keeping our mental health good.
Yeah.
So they probably would prefer us to work like maniacs
Really?
and keep our mental health in check than to not work.
Wayne will actively say to me, if I've had like too much time off, he's like, I think you might need to go back to work.
Yeah.
And
So
I'm like,
we're useless,
yeah, me too.
like outside of work.
Like, I'll be honest, when I had my children, I was like, this is me now. I've had 2 careers. I could, you know, settle down, be a
And your
stay-at-home
kids are
mum.
how old are your
They're
kids?
10 and 12 now. So this was, you know, I started young. I was 24. And I was like, you know, I've done what I was set out to do. I can stay at home and be a mum. And then, you know, I loved my kids, but it just wasn't enough for me. It just didn't stimulate me in the same way. And I'm like happy to admit that. And I see now that I can have my children and still achieve my goals and still have dreams, and that's fine. And actually that's a good lesson to my children. And I had parents that both worked full time when I was growing up, so I actually know no different. And with Wayne, he knew me in the peak of my career, so he knows me no different, and he knows I have to work. And it's the same with Leah. Leah's chosen not to have kids, but she has a husband, and she has,
I do have one.
She's always worked.
But yeah, I just always, I mean, I've worked, from 16, like typical age, but I've always had multiple jobs. Like I've always done more, and I've always wanted more. And even in my first job, like I worked in Tesco's on the clothing department for like 6 years, and I was at uni full time, and then I had another job as well. And like I was interested in making money and changing my life and like making it what I wanted it to be. And I've always been very motivated like that. And my background, like we've got a family business, and I've seen my mum as a single mum, and then my granddad, like their work ethic was just so, they were so motivated, and I think I get that from them, and I've just naturally been the same way. I just always want more.
Really?
I'm just always looking for more.
But I love it how you're...
As do I.
Yeah, and that's why it works.
I love how honest you are about that, because why not? Why
I
not
think,
want more?
Like also
all the time?
women aren't like, it's like
We're
you're
not
not meant to
supposed
say
to,
that.
yeah.
No, you're so right.
Yeah. Which is
And we're
rubbish,
both quite
isn't it?
money motivated.
Oh, we love money.
Yeah.
Again, that's
Yeah.
beautifully refreshing, because it's...
Love it.
Listen, it all starts around, for you, with the purpose of Faves in terms of the community you're building, what you're giving back to them. But finding a business with what you have to put yourself through, there has to be the reward of financial reward here as well, right?
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, neither of us have ever been paid from Faves
No,
of yet, because we're both in that position where we both have our other things going on that
Other
we
income.
can afford to do that at the moment, which is unusual, and we're lucky in that
Because you
way.
want to, you want to keep building up the reserves,
Yeah,
right?
we
So you
wanna
can
keep
invest,
building.
build your team as you are, right?
Yeah, we've had no investors, so you know what we make just goes back into the business. But we are both quite money orientated.
I was like, what are you going to say then? I was like, anything, you can't. Like,
Yeah, I
we
feel
are
like
money
you're not
orientated.
supposed to say that, which is so interesting in this day and age. Like we still can't really talk about that properly. But I'm like, when I was younger and I was in my 2 pop groups, I didn't think about that because I didn't have a mortgage. I didn't have children to pay for, whereas I do now. So that was a big realization for me. Once everything finished, I was like, oh, you have to like pay to fund your life, like you have bills to pay.
You're like,
so,
what?
Yeah, you have to survive. And I didn't really have to do that when I was working like 365 days of the year. It just was happening.
Yeah. In terms of the difference of the world you now live in, pop music to business. Pop music, as I was saying at the beginning, cutthroat industry. Business, cutthroat industry. Are they as cutthroat as each other? Are they? What would you say the main? What have you learnt from the world of pop that you brought over to the world of business?
That's a good question.
Oh my God, I don't know.
It's quite deep, isn't it?
I think you're
I'm quite
resilient.
impressed with myself with that
I would
one,
say you're resilient.
Yeah, I think, yeah,
Really?
I'm pretty resilient, yeah. And my work ethic is a really big part of everything. I think it's something I've always been proud of. And our old manager, Simon Fuller, who put the Spice Girls together, S Club 7, even when I was really young, when S Club Juniors finished, he was like, you're a really hard worker and people like working with you. And he was like, if you keep that, he was like, you'll always have work. And it always stuck with me.
So that was for you. There's something really stuck with you.
Yeah, it did really stick with me. I think sometimes it tipped sometimes too far over where I just was too agreeable.
Okay.
And I think I've learned actually from working with Leah,
He's
because
not
she's
so
like,
agreeable.
no, to be less agreeable, but you can still be nice to work with. So I think that's been a big learning for me, but that is something that really stuck with me. So I feel like that's something that I brought with me.
Yeah, and I think like leading as well, like no one has to be rude or like unkind to people that work for them, but you do need to be firm and fair. And I think I get that from teaching as well, probably.
Yeah,
don't I?
that's
'Cause
your
that was
strength.
your-
Yeah.
Earlier career, right?
Yeah, as a teacher, primary school teacher.
What a
So
difference
that's
to go from
given
that
that's
to
given some skills,
Yeah.
transferable
Yeah.
skills.
Yeah, it does actually come out sometimes when you're like, no guys, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, teacher.
Like during like the team meetings. I'm very like a teacher, like I can't bear if people are talking, like when other people are talking, things like that, you know, that are like drilled into you when you're a teacher.
Yeah.
But I am really grateful for the jobs I've had before I've gone into business, because I do think they've taught me so much about working with different people. Because obviously when you're a teacher, you work with a lot of different people all the time, different children, different adults or their parents. Like,
Tricky, right?
yeah, it's really tricky. but I'm grateful that I did that before. I do what I do now, for sure.
How about bullshit filter? Because it's something that's mentioned a lot in business. Do you have pretty good bullshit filters? Do you think you can see
What, if people are bullshitting us?
Yeah.
I mean,
we might go along with it, be like, but then we know.
I think it's a really key skill. The more interviews I do, is I'm realising more and more that founders actually, I think, have great bullshit filters because you can't afford to be surrounded by people who are going to bullshit you, because it can be disastrous for everything we're trying to do.
Well, I've never liked being surrounded by yes people.
Really?
And I think a lot of my industry in the music industry, a lot of people do surround themselves with yes people, which is why I think a lot of people become a bit above their station, maybe not very friendly, because everyone's just like, yeah, okay, whatever you want. Yeah, that looks great. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. Whereas I've never had that. Like anyone in my team.
That's why we also like working together.
Yeah, it's always been like, no, Frank.
Have that too,
no, we don't have that.
No
which
way.
is why I think I liked you.
Well, it was one of the first things you said to me. You said, I don't like people always saying yes to me. And I was like, good, because I will not say yes if I don't agree. Like, I won't. And I was like that from the beginning. I was like, I don't care who I'm working with or who the talent is. If you're paying me to do a job, I will tell you the truth in a nice way. But like, if I think she was doing a shit job, I'm like, don't do that job. Like, that's not right for you.
Yeah.
But I think it is important. Maybe that is one of the things, is people can kind of read through it. Look, I've met enough...
Do you think that sector helps you? That's what I'm saying. Do you think the sector you worked in has helped you?
I mean, I've worked with a lot of agents and different managers and things like that who will tell you the world and tell you they're going to get you to this point or whatever. And
they don't deliver.
They don't deliver. And that is something I really struggle with in business in general, even with people that you hire, is people saying they can do a job and then they're not able to do it because I feel like that isn't
good enough.
A grace that I was ever given. You know, if I was to mess up once, I'd get taken down publicly. Like, that's just not...
So true. Yours was very public.
So I just think, why should anyone else get to do that?
And that's why she's quite strong.
Yeah, geez, that's really worrying.
Yeah.
If you were to make a mistake, it'd be a very public thing. That's terrifying for most people to even think of.
But that's what I think with Faves as well. Is I'm like, it has to succeed. I've spoken about it so much now. I've put it out there into the world, and it would be okay for some people if it then doesn't work out and whatever. But for me, I'm like, no,
not happening. It's going to be huge,
and it will be.
So, obviously, your ability to be able to carry yourself, to be able to present yourself, project yourself, create impact is important, especially because so many businesses are so content driven, right? What are your tips for creating impact, for projecting yourself, projecting that confidence? Because let's face it, I don't know if it's... I fake confidence a lot. And maybe you don't, I don't know. But how do you deliver the confidence, the impact, and project yourself in a way that really creates that credibility and that believability?
This is Leah, because it's something I've really struggled with, isn't it? Like, I've been so used to talking about other people's brands and other people's businesses, selling other things for other people. And then when it comes to my own, like even when I wrote my own book, I found it really hard to do the press tour and talk about it because it was mine. And I find that the same with Faves. It's taken me a really long time, hasn't it, for me to be able to talk about it confidently. And even now I still look at Leah and be like...
I know, like right before we started, she's like, remember any of the big business ones, you answer them. And I'm like, you can do it. Because it's really interesting though when Frankie's like that, because like you said, I think you've been told a lot of what to say in certain things as well. And I think the confidence is about... I think people need to stop worrying about what they're putting out so much and just speak from experience, because no one can question your own experience of something. And that's what I say to Frankie all the time. I'm like, you do know what you think Faves, like what Faves is. You do know how you feel about Faves. You do know all of the things you can talk about. You just think that no one wants to hear it, but actually they do want to hear it, and your experience is valuable. And I'm interested in it. When she speaks about things, I'm sitting here the whole time like, yeah, it's so interesting. But I think it's just knowing that what you have to say is important and trusting that. And, but I'll do it as well. Like sometimes people ask me a business question. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm not very good at that. Don't worry. But I know I am. I think it's just having confidence in your own abilities. Like what you do know, share that with people.
And I think we think that people expect everyone that we know everything.
Yeah.
And I think, like you say, it's like talking from an honest place. You can't get it wrong. Like even when I go on Loose Women and they talk about politics and things like this and things that I wouldn't necessarily know about, the producers always say to me, yeah, but talk about it from your point of view, because that's your point of view, and other people there'll be other people that feel the same as you. So I think that has helped with me to be more
your
confident.
Point of view is a great view, because people can't can't put you down on that because that's your point of view. So you've got to have the confidence to
be
to
confident
deliver
in
your
what
point
you
of view.
believe yourself. Yeah. And I know, and I think that can be difficult sometimes. Like we don't always feel confident, but I mean, we fake it a lot, don't we? Like confidence
I don't know
sometimes.
anyone that doesn't.
Yeah, like I think that's normal. You just have to put on that persona. Like before a Faves live, if we're speaking, it's kind of like, okay, 3, 2, 1, and you go into character and you do it. It's like you hosting now, like you do that. That's part of it. And I think it's the same with social media. Like people always think, oh, I'll be so cringe. Well, you can either not be cringe and get nowhere, or you can put yourself out there, be cringe, and then you'll do really well. And all the people that thought you were cringe will be, oh, well done, that's so good.
Are you saying embrace the cringe?
Yeah, embrace the cringe, 100%.
Embrace it, you have to. I have a friend that's recently just learnt to be a facialist, and she's now starting to put herself out there on Instagram. And she's like, no, but everyone's going to think this, and people are going to laugh at me. And I was like, one, if they're your friends, they won't. They'll be proud of you. And two, when you've got a business, like when you've got a business, no one's going to be laughing at you. Like that's how everyone starts out. You've got to start small and build yourself up, and whatever it takes, that's what it takes.
And sometimes if people are unkind, it's because they're jealous or they wish they could do that as well. So, I think you're very good at being thick-skinned. I've always admired that in you. I think you're very thick-skinned and put yourself out there. Do you know what I mean?
I love it. In terms of, just coming back to live television, actually. I'm hoping I can get on Love Island this year. I've not heard back yet from anyone.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
How does your wife feel?
Yeah, does Charlotte know?
She's very pro it. She's like, just go do it.
Like, give me a break over the summer.
Jokes anyway. But listen, what is it like doing like live TV? It looks the most out of this world experience in the world. What is it like when you're actually in it? Like on a panel, someone saying, "What do you think?" You're doing. You've done everything. You've done Strictly.
Yeah.
You've done the big ones, Strictly and
Jungle. You did.
I'm a Celeb.
Yeah.
What were they like? What were those experiences like?
I feel like they're just normal for you, though, aren't they?
I'm like, I don't really know. I still always get nervous. Like, even when I do Loose Women, there'll always be a subject that I think, oh, am I going to say the right thing or not, But with things like Strictly and I'm a Celeb, Strictly for me was the first thing I did on my own.
Was it?
So that was the first thing after being in a band. We knew we were finished. I came straight off the back of a tour, went straight in Strictly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just got married that year. My son turned 1 while I was on Strictly, and I was pregnant with Carter by the end of Strictly.
Jesus, Frankie.
It's definitely Wayne's baby.
Wow, so that's...
Yeah. So a lot happened that year. And
that was busy.
Yeah, I was busy. But
that's nuts.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Huge. I never is like all in 1 year.
I know, that's just how I function. It's weird.
And it's very intense, isn't it?
It's so intense. Like, I grew up watching Strictly with my nan and granddad, my mum and dad. Like, we watched it all the time. I was obsessed with it. And then to finally be on it, I look back now and I wish I had just enjoyed every moment. But obviously it's stressful. I used to train like 10 hours a day sometimes for a routine, and then you go out and you have to do it live and get it right in that split second, and you are aware that there's millions of people watching you, but also mainly for your partner as well. You've worked really hard, you don't want to mess it up for them, but at the end of the day it's a TV show, and it's really hard when you're in it because they're telling you to like work on something, but next week you've got a completely different dance that's Latin, and you've just done ballroom. True. You can't better it the week after, and they like you to go on a bit of a journey. And so when anyone I know that ever says, "Oh, I'm going to go on Strictly," I'm like, just remember it's a TV show, because you get so wrapped up in it. It is a bubble, but it's a beautiful bubble.
So
like I would love to do it now.
And you went all the way to the end, didn't you?
Yeah, I was in the final.
Yeah, that's nuts. Like, respect.
Hard worker.
Yeah. And then I'm a Celeb. I did the one in Wales, so no one ever really knows that I've done it, which feels like a complete waste of time. But
I watched it. I loved it.
Thank you. But I did.
I didn't.
I did.
Sorry, I didn't watch that one. I watched Wayne's series.
Oh yeah, Wayne was great in it. But for me to do Wales,
brutal in Wales because it's like cold.
Oh, it's
hard.
so cold.
John, she is the coldest person in the world, so I don't know how she did that.
Yeah.
You must have moaned every day.
I did not.
And again, you got to the end, right?
I did. I made it. I was the only woman for a really long time.
Whoa.
And then it was just me and 2 men, and it was freezing. It was grey, but. Again, it always comes down with those jobs. It always comes down to the people. Like, you meet people. Like, I now know Judy Murray from Strictly. Like, when would I have ever been friends with Judy Murray? And then on I'm a Celeb, I can't even think of anyone now. But
You're like,
lots
you
of
know,
people.
like some
We're all
celebrity
best
was on there.
friends.
Someone famous.
Actually, when we were in there, everyone was like, we're all going to be best friends. And I was like, we're not. And they were like, don't say that. I was like, we're not.
That's how me and Frankie are different, actually. Like, Frankie is such a realist, like, to the point of where you're like, geez, okay, like, just let
enjoy
me,
the moment.
please, like,
No.
think it's going to be more positive. She's like, no.
But it was amazing. I did it in Wales because then I wasn't on the other side of the world from my kids.
Yeah.
But I still got to have the experience.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I would love to do it again properly in Australia because at least it would be warm.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, and a snake pooed on me. It's the first time it's happened in 20 years.
A snake shit on you?
Yeah.
How the fuck did that happen?
Special. I was
so
in a
cute.
coffin with snakes.
Oh, right.
As you
Jeez.
do.
Okay.
And also I had a bit of eggshell stuck in my ear for about 6 months after. And I went to the doctors and I was like, oh, I've had this like really sore ear for ages. He pulled it out and he went, oh, it's a bit of eggshell. And then I had to go, have you ever watched I'm a Celeb? And then explain how it got there.
So from being in a coffin with loads of snakes.
Yeah. You know how it
Bit
goes.
of egg in
John.
your ear, casual.
So I feel like, you know, I've done all those things and they were fun. I feel like I've ticked off a lot of like the big boxes of the things I wanted to do. So like now this is a different thing that I want to do. And it's just like, I love that I've had all those opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to the world of business, one of the things we love talking about is like the biggest mistakes that you've made or some of the biggest fuck ups that have happened to you. Is there anything that really kind of springs to mind that for you, because we've been talking a lot about persistence, we're talking about resilience, character, you know, always moving forward. Is there anything that's really tested you? What was it and how did you overcome it?
Well,
It's who you can trust in business, I think. It's really hard to know who has the same goal as you and who is authentically working with you. And if you can trust them as much as they say you can, I think that's what we've found to be a really, really difficult lesson.
and I think that's
trusting
mostly near the beginning of when you're starting because you don't have all the answers yet.
Yeah.
And I think
bit
you lean
naive.
on people,
Naive, yeah.
because you're like, oh, you might know what we do and you might know
Yeah.
how this works. And
Or they say
they
this is
seem
what we
trusting.
should do. Yeah. And then they
Yeah.
seem so certain with what they're telling you. And you think, well, I don't know. And I'm paying you. So that would be
Yeah.
the right thing to do.
This has happened to you, has it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that would be our biggest fuck up so far is trusting the wrong people. And then, you know, having to get them out of the business and losing money doing that.
Yeah,
And
it's-
all
Hurts,
those
right?
things.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's horrible.
yeah. Because like I said, I've been working for so long that I was like, I would know all those things now, like of who not to trust. And it really hurt me mentally for a while because I was like, oh, I thought I was better at like
Makes you doubt
spotting
yourself,
those
doesn't it?
people.
It's
Yeah.
makes you think, am I really cut out for
it's
this?
actually really impacted but for both of us
And I was
a long
going to
time,
say,
isn't
and
it?
it wasn't, and it was only because of Leah who started questioning things. Well, why aren't they doing
They were just
this?
red flags
Right,
for me that I wasn't, you know, you just have that gut feeling. And I was like, I'm sure it should be like this, or I'm sure this should be in place, or something feels off. And then I think because the business was growing and we were making a success out of it, and obviously we're making money. And I remember when I was younger, and my granddad saying in business, like, that's when you'll see who your real friends are, who's really on your team, because when money's involved, people get greedy. And I remember him always saying that to me, and it's so true. And you think everyone's like working together as a team, and sometimes they're not. And it really impacted us like on a personal level as well, didn't it? Like our actual emotions around it were so
Still
heightened.
now for
yeah,
you.
no, it still affects me now. Yeah, like
Really?
there'll still be certain scenarios where I question myself, which isn't something I really
Because of
do
a couple of incidents
Yeah.
that have happened. Really?
because
Because they tried to pit us against each other.
Really?
Yeah. And luckily, I was trust Leah with my life.
Yeah.
So
Same
that
the
was
other way
never going to
round,
happen.
yeah.
But I think for Leah, it's planted like a
sounds
fear,
brutal.
isn't it? That,
Yeah,
like-
because I would never, I think I've been so aware of anyone around you that would take advantage of Frankie and like the position she's in,
Yeah.
that for someone to think that I could potentially be doing that to her was the worst thing anyone could ever say.
Yeah.
Like I would never, and that's not my character either. Like it will actually make me emotional if I talk about it too much. So I have to just like pull it back in. But like I'm just not that person. So I think that really impacted me.
Yeah.
But we stuck together. Like I think that's why we're in such a good position now, is because we knew that wasn't true.
And the beauty of it is it made you even stronger in terms
Oh.
of
Yeah.
understanding?
Like the last live that we did, I mean, we managed to pull off a live while that was all happening. And that was
God,
all
that
quite
was
last
stressful.
minute. That was a lot.
was a
But
lot.
then the last one that we've just done was bigger, better. We did it just us two and our team. And that's the first time in 24 years where I've stood back and gone, properly proud of that.
Really?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
mega, like the energy in the room, it was different. And
Was it?
there were journalists and stuff in the room and they said like, that was really special. There's something
Really?
different here. Yeah. And they go to events all the time. So to have like those kind of compliments from people, we're like, okay, like people are getting it now, what we're doing. And for all of the girls to experience like what they did, you know, everyone was crying for days after, like everyone's messaging still in the group chats and stuff. And we're so proud of it. Like we did it.
I'm studying part-time Gen Z. And so it sounds like it's proper lit.
So
yeah, it's
lit.
okay, John.
Was it?
Yeah.
It's lit.
You slayed
Johnny's
it.
giving dad right
You
now.
slayed it. You slayed it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Slay queen.
We don't say that anymore, though.
you not?
It's
Oh.
this. It's
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wrong finger.
Really?
Yeah, you got to
I think
that
it's that
instead,
one.
John.
Which one?
Well, I think
We
it's
only
that
know
one.
this because some of the girls in our team are like 10 years
Yeah.
younger than us, so they do
What's
that.
that mean?
8.
Sorry?
Eight.
I think it's 8, isn't it?
Eight
Leah?
that.
8?
Ate that?
Yeah.
Oh, as in smashed it.
Is there a particular
Yeah.
finger?
Oh, do you do?
That one.
The middle
yeah,
one.
The middle one. There you go.
See, Leah's 10 years younger.
Yeah.
That's why. So you have to ask just to check. But yeah.
Okay,
There
right.
you go. So you're actually behind the times now with Slay, but don't
I
worry
did say
about it.
part-time.
Yeah.
I did say I'm part-time.
Just.
Listen, final thing, because this has been absolutely bloody brilliant, but where do you see this going now? So whether it's the next 12 months to whatever your vision is, what excites you most about the journey you're on now and where this is going to go?
Oh, I don't know. The lives for me are the most exciting thing.
And so just give us context. What are the lives then?
They're inclusive live events, basically, for our community to come. And for us, we do 2 different lives. We have one where we show edits of high street clothing, how to wear it, how to style it. They get to come experience that and then shop the clothes afterwards and meet like-minded people.
Yeah.
And then the last one we did for the first time, we did a runway during London Fashion Week.
An inclusive runway.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yes, that's the one we ate.
Yeah.
And all of our influencers who are our faves list, who have done all our takeovers, they walked in the show. So for them, it was a huge thing. They were so far out of their comfort zone. They would never normally be included in a runway, definitely not in London Fashion Week.
This is so different. Actually.
Yes. And
Yeah,
then
it
we had
was
the
so
community
different.
there who would never get to experience anything like that either. And they sat at the front row and press and influencers sat behind them.
Wow.
Yeah, because we want, like, we're putting like our money where our mouth
Yeah.
is. Like, our community does actually come first. We're not just saying it, or like, oh, you know, you might get to come to this. Like, they come first, and then everybody else follows that. And we've had to communicate that message to PR and other people that we work with, who might be like, oh no, you should have these people on the front row. And we're like, no, our
My
community
2
comes
best
first.
mates got moved from the front row.
Yeah, we were like, off you get, because we've got community people that need a space. So
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, they were like, oh, that was nice while it lasted.
So yeah, we were like, the advantages are out the window, being best
Yeah.
friends. Off you go.
But I'd say, what is
that's a
our
key-
aim? What is our-
I think for me, it's disrupting the space, to be
Yeah.
honest. I think the girls that we have that are our Faves list girls, so where a lot of brands work with influencers, what you'll find is they're working with the same influencers all the
ones.
time, and it's become very cliquey. And even within that influencer space, people feel not welcome, or like there's a bitchy atmosphere, or it's just not authentic. And I think it comes across that way. And a lot of the events are very transactional, so that they can just push sales through the influencers wearing the clothes. That's how it's always started and how it's always been. And I think we're there to disrupt that space and make it a welcoming space and enjoy it. Like everyone said that day was like true girlhood. Everyone was mixing together. And, you know, one of the journalists said to us, I've never been in a room where there's celebrity, influencer and, you know, everyday people involved in an event where everyone's mixing together and having a good time as groups of friends. And we were really proud of that, because we were like, that's what we've been trying to do and to change it.
That is brilliant. Because I bet you're right. It's very often there is a divide, right? Because that's just
Yeah.
the world we live in.
Well, the first influencer event I got asked to do for a brand, I was so nervous because being in my industry as a celebrity, I wasn't an influencer. So it was almost like I wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And that was nerve-wracking. I didn't know how they were going to accept me or not. And I've stood in the corner of rooms before events, or I've gone and sat in the toilets just so that I wasn't standing on my own at an event.
Really?
And I don't want anyone to feel like that at ours. So that's why we've created it.
Yeah.
And no one does. Everyone has such a good time, don't they? And we're really proud of that because we're not going to let that happen at our events.
Well, I've realised you've been talking, that's exactly what we want with Phoebe. You always come and you feel so, I don't know, like you're being welcomed by, even you might not know that person, but they feel, geez, they're like my family.
But that's
friends.
how we felt when we met you and Charlotte, and that's why we love working with you guys, like on things, because I think it's authentic and genuine. And with the bullshit detector, like there's no bullshit from you guys, so that's why we love doing stuff with Phoebe. Wow, ending there. I love that. Yeah, just keep going.
He always takes it that step further.
I love it. Listen, I have meeting you has been an amazing experience, which started last year, and it's so amazing having you in our gang, and it's awesome seeing what you're doing with Faves, and we can't wait to see where this is going to go the next month, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. It's clearly going to be a great success. You're epic. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
To our Unemployables. Hi there, it's Last Orders, powered by Lovey, and I got Leah and I got Frankie in the house. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good.
Listen, I'm going to go a bit off-piste here.
Oh gosh.
Okay, listen, I always wanted to be in a band,
Right.
but I never managed to succeed. What are the top tips?
I was like, where is this going?
I tell you what, I'm told by you guys all the time, you founders, you successful entrepreneurs, always never give up, yeah? Anything's possible. So I still believe it's possible, but something's obviously been going wrong because it hasn't happened yet.
I'm like, okay, John.
What do I need to do?
It's tough out there.
I can sing,
Okay.
improve it.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of really talented people that never make it. So there is more to it than that.
So don't take it personally, number
No,
one.
don't take it personally. I think it's a lot of it is being right place, right time. But also now you've got to remember, I got into the industry when it was so different to now. There was no YouTube to like put yourself on. There was MySpace. So I think now, I guess the way to be seen is to put yourself on every platform as possible, but also get as much practice as you can. So any live gigs that you can do, just put yourself in those spaces and go out there and get them, because now they want you ready-made. They want you to come to them with the music, with your look, with, you know, like all of that as kind of a package.
Okay.
Whereas when I got into it, they kind of just put you in a space.
To market yourself, essentially.
Yeah.
So I'll call it Martin at my local boozer and I'll say, Martin, I'm available Saturday night for a single.
Yeah.
Yeah? And just start from there.
Go start from there. Start putting it out on your socials.
Make sure you get a good outfit.
Gosh, right, let's do it. Okay.
I'm not saying you're going to make it, John, but someone will.
Someone will.
Someone else might.
And that's all that matters.
Oh, okay, well, I'm going to give it a go because I believe you got to keep on trying. Right, let's go for the first question. You ready?
Yeah.
What do you wish you knew before you started your business?
I wish I knew more about finances.
Really?
Just as general in life, but definitely now that I have a business.
I wish I knew more about people management.
Really?
Yeah, just like learning the skills that you need for people management.
Really?
Yeah. I think I'm all right at it,
Yeah.
but I think it's really hard.
Yeah, because people are amazing, but people can be quite tricky. So
Yeah, everyone's got their own emotions, haven't they? And you
Yeah.
have to manage that. And I think that was a bit of a
I like that. That's a good
wake-up call.
Also, because I hand that over to Leah.
Yeah, so I get to do all that. So it's pretty cool.
Okay, that's great. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Don't put off till tomorrow what can be done today.
So just get on with it, right? Don't
Just get shit done.
Just get shit done. Love
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Don't sack it off and wait.
That's really
just get
cool.
on with it.
Get
Yeah.
shit done. And yourself, Frankie?
What I said earlier, I think, work hard and be someone that people want to work with.
So that was from the lovely words, wise words of Simon
Simon
Fuller,
Fuller, yeah.
who's worked with some pretty cool people, right?
He has, yeah.
Big up
And mine was
Simon.
my granddad, and he's quite cool too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was. That's actually. He had a lot of sayings.
Simon Fuller's your granddad.
No!
What did you say?
Leah's saying was from
My
my
saying
granddad.
was from my
Oh, sorry.
granddad.
Right.
Simon Fuller's my granddad.
Simon was like, wait, what?
That was fucking hell. What,
Spreading rumours out
Yeah.
here, John. Simon Fuller's like, what?
what have you? Yeah. Oh, look, this is deep. What have you sacrificed to build your business?
Oh, God.
Time.
Time.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
sacrifice. I think for anyone that it works in general, but when you're trying to build your own business, for me, it's time.
Yeah, that's true. I would say, as part of that, like your relationships suffer, especially in the early days of business. I think your friendships, you know, your your marriages, like everything, because everything has to go into your business.
Yeah, that's
Make
so
it a
true.
success. It's really tough.
It's the people closest to you because they get the brunt of it.
Oh
Yeah, and they have to be the ones that you see the least, essentially.
Yeah, I swear, as I said earlier, I woke up emotional this morning. I was just emotional. Like, everything's, oh, and he's better, those better. And Charles was just, oh, man.
John's
Yeah.
like,
You
shut
are
up, John.
drained. Yeah?
Be a radiator, John, not a drain.
Exactly. So,
Another great bit of advice.
be a radiator, not a drain.
Yeah.
I'm not usually like that. It's just today I was emotional.
We're all allowed those.
Yeah.
It's emotion. Right. What's one thing no one tells you about life of an entrepreneur?
It's not as, you're not making as much money as it looks like.
No, yeah. I think also it doesn't happen overnight
Yeah.
because you only see a business once you've heard of it. So you think, oh, that's popped out of nowhere, but someone could have been working on that 10, 15 years
Yeah.
before you've even heard about it.
That's really interesting what you said, because like even though money is exciting,
Yeah.
as we were saying earlier,
You can be making really good
Yeah,
money, but I don't think you're making as much as people perceive
and
that you're
the
making.
length of time it takes as well.
Yeah.
You think it is going to be a lot quicker than it actually
And
is.
also,
Yeah.
I think what you take home is like, the
Yeah.
thing. It's like once you've paid tax, once you've paid all the people that work for you, once you've done all these things, put it back into what you need it to do, blah, 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 by the time you
Those
get
numbers go down,
to
down,
take it
down,
home
down.
or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has there been, this is actually, I'm just thinking this, it's not actually written on here, has there ever been a time you thought about quitting?
Not quitting Faves as a whole, but quitting one of the lives, yeah.
Yeah, I think probably that situation that tested us the most with trusting people within the business, that was the most close.
Yeah, but I think we both know
But
neither
yeah.
of us ever would.
We wouldn't, no.
Both too
We're
proud.
not quitters, yeah. Too stubborn.
You know would.
No.
What's your biggest business fuck up?
Trusting the wrong people.
Yeah, that's for
Related,
both of
innit?
us, yeah.
Yeah. And finally, has there been a moment, oh, that was a question, has there been a moment you thought about quitting?
Ah,
Damn,
It's like you wrote them or something.
on the spot.
like, yeah, we've done this one.
Okay.
How do we end it? It's thrown me.
I don't know, you're the
I
host.
don't even know what camera I'm looking at either.
Like, this is not my podcast.
Yeah, so there we go then. It's been awesome to have you guys. Welcome to coming to the, we don't even call it the pub, do we?
Welcome to coming to.
Welcome to coming to Frankie, Leah. Thank you so much for coming to Unemployables pub, guys. It's been amazing to see you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Loved it.
I like it now and small again.
Yeah, I know. We're like,
Oh, another thing we've got to see, by the way, matching tats.
oh yeah.
Haven't you?
Yeah,
We
by
didn't-
accident.
By
But we
accident.
met and we had those.
Yeah.
We didn't get them together.
I thought you meant
I
that you had one then.
that would be cool.